the Chase Thomas Podcast, for people who have nothing but time to kill.
I want to get it from your perspective. When we looked at Georgia's quarterback room, when they had Brock Vandegrift, Gunnar Stockton, and Carson Beck waiting behind Stetson, we all kind of looked at that and go, that's kind of an anomaly. Like Gunnar, grew up a Georgia fan.
It was dumb, and it proved to be dumb. It proved to be dumb for it's proved to be really dumb for Vandegrift, who's now retired out of football. It proved to be dumb, in a lot of ways for Stockton to this point. Now, again, if Stockton is the guy, if he wins the job, he'll have to compete against the Puglisi kid, or however you say his last name.
Yeah.
If he's the guy, then obviously it was worth the wait. But that loading the room you're just not going to stick around that long. And I think where you're going is how does Tennessee go with a loaded room?
Yeah.
After this year, let's say Nico's done at the end of the year, which everybody expects him to be, and off to the NFL, then you go into next year with a 3-man race for the job. And my question is where does Jake Merklinger think he's at? Does he think he's got a real shot to win the job? Does he like his chances? How does he perform this fall when given an opportunity? Taven Jackson never gave himself that shot. He played the fraction of a game, and then, saw Nico throw it and knew Nico was coming in with the big NIL deal and said, I'm headed to Indiana. Where's Merklinger at when he watches George for the next 9 months, when he sees, Faizon come in here and throw it, at bowl practice and then head into spring? Where is he at? Does he feel like, he's got a real shot? If he does, then you're looking at a 3-man race going to spring. Well, as I said on the board when they were talking about David Sanders versus Larry Johnson, they're going to keep the older guy engaged and ahead of the younger guys through spring. They don't want anybody knee-jerking and leaving. That's just how that works across all positions and all sports. That's not a football thing. That's every sport thing.
Yeah.
And so, but guess what? Players, they're in those meeting rooms. They're in those practice sessions. They see the talent of others. And so, does he feel like he's got a real shot? If he does, then you're looking at a 3-man race going through spring all the way into fall camp. And it'll be the first time we've had a real quarterback competition around here in a while.
And we haven't seen anything like that in a long time. 3 legitimate blue chip options at Tennessee. And that's if they don't even take a transfer. And that, it's way too early to forecast, but true freshman, that's a lot to put on Faizon, especially depending on how this year goes. If you're back-to-back CFP teams and then to just put that on a true freshman, regardless of how high you are on him, that's interesting. It's just the dominoes are so potential, right? Because are so interesting because if certain guys win the job, that drastically changes things in so many different ways.
Well, it does. If Faizon wins it, then George and Merklinger are both going to be out.
They're both gone. Yeah,
you're left with a true freshman, and then what? There is a pecking order here. And then if George wins it, Merklinger's gone. Faizon, is he sticking around? Does he think he's getting past George in time? Where's he at mentally? Quarterbacks are a weird, tricky domino, and how you handle them can really determine where the program goes, good or
bad. Final one here for you, Austin.
Nicely done, nephew. The Chase Thomas Podcast. Hell yeah.